Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Lucky Buns, and in today's video we're going to be talking about whether or not you should actually wait to use your Super Rocket Radar to get Shadow Mewtwo, or if you should use it now for the legendary birds. And of course, as we get started with this video, if you do end up enjoying it and finding it helpful, please make sure to smash that like button. It would really help out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more of these Pokemon Go videos in the future, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button as well. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So this is actually a question that's been asked on the channel quite a few times now, just in regards to the Giovanni special research in order to get Shadow Mewtwo. So let me go ahead and pull up my phone here and stop flexing on my shiny Mewtwo. So let's go ahead and pull on over to the special research. So the Inter-Egg Sting Development Research Quest is how you initially get your first Shadow Legendary Pokemon. But here's the thing. So if we read through the Willow text, he's going to mention Shadow Mewtwo, but unfortunately when you actually go to use the Rocket Radar, it's going to be based on whichever Pokemon is currently in rotation, which in this case is going to be Shadow Articuno. Next month is going to be Shadow Zapdos, and then following that is going to be Shadow Moltres. So really, even though it says Shadow Mewtwo, which again is just a fault on Niantic's part here, you won't actually get Shadow Mewtwo. So if you are a newer player in Pokemon Go, if you end up beating Shadow Articuno, Zapdos, or Moltres, you will not get a Shadow Mewtwo from completing this quest. Instead, you're just going to get one of those specific Shadow Legendary Pokemon, which again, if you got Shadow Articuno, I'm kinda sorry, because that Shadow Legendary is definitely one of the worst ones you can possibly get in Pokemon Go, and it is worth saving your Super Rocket Radar for one of the other birds instead, which again is what we're going to talk about in this video. So with that being said, brings on the question, should you wait to use your Super Rocket Radar until Shadow Mewtwo comes back into rotation? Well, it's complicated, right? With Shadow Articuno, and maybe even it only being Shadow Articuno and then maybe Shadow Mewtwo coming back, yeah, I would wait. But in this case, you have two potential Shadow Zapdos next month, plus Shadow Moltres the following month. You're gonna miss out on all three of those Shadow Legendaries, which I will add are meta-relevant. If you watch my top 25 Shadow Pokemon to power up in Pokemon Go, you would know that those Pokemon are definitely on your watch list, so I don't think it's really worth it. Of course, again, you're not going to get Shadow Mewtwo, which I'm in that same boat too. I didn't complete the quest in time to get Shadow Mewtwo, and some might even argue you had plenty of time to do it, so you know what, that's on me. But hey, let's assume that you're a newer player, right? Let's assume that you're a newer player in Pokemon Go, you just started playing again, or maybe you just got into it, and so again, you're under the assumption that you're potentially going to get Shadow Mewtwo. Well, unfortunately, you're not going to. And, again, will it come back into rotation in the future? I hope so, because I'm not going to get my Shadow Mewtwo right now, and I'm going to break down what I'm going to do instead. So, potentially with this quest, you have to complete this quest to unlock the next special research quest for that specific month. In this case, for the month of April, it's going to be the Higher They Fly, which is going to give you access to another Super Rocket Radar, which you can then use to get Shadow Zapdos. But again, with this specific quest, we already have the Rocket Radar, right? So we could either do it in the month of March, which would get us Shadow Articuno, which I don't think is worth it, by the way, or we could save it for the following month and get a Shadow Zapdos. And again, the same can be said with any Rocket Radar that you choose to save in the future. You don't have to use it and beat Giovanni. And so again, when it comes down to it, I guess one strategy that you could implement if you're in my shoes, for example, is save your Rocket Radar for April, use it to get Shadow Zapdos, complete the next special research quest, get that Rocket Radar, use that one to get Shadow Zapdos, and then do the timed research, which is only going to be available during the first week of April. And then what I would recommend doing is I would save that third Super Rocket Radar that you got from the timed research, and I would use that to get a Shadow Moltres the following month. And then from completing the special research to get Shadow Moltres, you can save that Super Rocket Radar for potentially a Shadow Mewtwo if it comes back into rotation. We don't know what's coming next though, so it is a big gamble, and you may or may not want to get a second Shadow Moltres as well. I really don't know. Again, Shadow Mewtwo is one of the best Pokemon, if not the best Pokemon in Pokemon Go as of right now, and so it definitely can be a tough decision to make in terms of whether or not you should potentially save it for a Shadow Mewtwo in the future, because again, you will not be able to get a Rocket Radar this way, and you're kind of using your extra Rocket Radar that some people in the past have used to get potentially 3 Shadow Mewtwo in game. And so moving forward, I would say it's just better to keep an eye out on what potentially could be coming into rotation in June, and use your Super Rocket Radars for the time being now, because it is definitely a lot more detrimental to not use them and get these meta-relevant Shadow Legendary birds, of course, excluding Articuno. Again, if we see Shadow Entei, Shadow Raikou, Shadow Suicune come back into rotation, it's basically the same thing. Skip Suicune, get the Entei, get the Raikou, and then hopefully we do see Shadow Mewtwo come back into rotation sometime later this year. And I do believe that Shadow Mewtwo will eventually come back into rotation. It might be a paid research, and you know, that is definitely expected with Niantic, but hopefully we do get another free opportunity to get this Pokemon again. And if we don't, well, you know, at the end of the day, we're still coming out with some pretty good meta-relevant Shadow Legendary Pokemon. So, again, it is much better to do that, in my opinion, than to hold your Super Rocket Radar and not get the Shadow Legendary for that specific month, especially for April, when you have the chance to get 2 Shadow Zapdos. And so that's just going to be my breakdown in terms of whether or not you should wait to use your Super Rocket Radar for Shadow Mewtwo, again, the best Pokemon in Pokemon Go as of right now, or just use your Super Rocket Radar to get the current rotation, which is the Legendary Birds. Again, you guys already know the answer there, so I'm gonna go ahead and end off the video right here. If you did end up enjoying it, if you did find it helpful and informative, please make sure to hit that like button down below. It would really mean a lot to me, and it would also help out with the YouTube algorithm. And of course, if you do want to see more of these Pokemon Go videos in the future, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you all real soon in the next one.